Blackness is about 12 minutes drive from Linlithgow. The castle was built on a fort around the 1440s. Sir George Crichton was the main architect who gave it to his pal James II, so James got seconds.
Look, it's a hole in the wall. What's through the round window? It's more sea. The South Tower she was talking about? That's a long way up.
I will get up.
Do you want to go up? So you can have your defences up here. So people coming up, you can go out and you can throw bricks at them, or and Molotov cocktails, or dirty washing.
This is a newest part of Blackness, strengthened in the 16th and 17th centuries, from 1534 by Sir James Hamilton of Finnart, who also worked on Linlithgow, probably including these battlements along the curtain wall. Finnart was an expert in artillery. The floor below us houses a prison where Finnart might have been held before being executed for treason in 1540. Like Linlithgow, it was owned by James II through VI. Mary Queen of Scots retained the place even after abdication. In 1580, Malcolm Douglas took it for Lord Robert Stewart, but before he did, he pilfered doors and locks from the front gate and dungeons, and timber platforms from the parapets, ruining the defences, literally stealing the lead off the roof.
I can't really see much of it. I have to repeat. Small. Okay.
Just put that.
I have to duck. That's me through now.
Just put that, didn't we? I just put that thing out of the bang my head against it.
Below us is the southern shore of the Firth of Forth, currently a protected wildlife site for birds. There's a rare plant grows down there, glasswort, which had been used as a vegetable and for making soap and glass. Looking at Blackness from the sea, it's meant to look like a great stone ship run aground, explaining why it's commonly referred to as the ship that never sailed. So various parts are the stern, behind us, the main mast, central tower, and the stem tower at the prow. In 1650, Oliver Cromwell's army besieged Blackness. His men were already billeted at Linlithgow at this time, but they also came in by sea. There were technological advances in warfare. Cromwell's new model army had heavy artillery. The castle was badly damaged, and its people forced to surrender. It continued to serve as a garrison. Back in 1592, it strengthened relationships of the Oiled Alliance of Scotland and France by hosting the French ambassador. But forward to 1759 and the 7 Years' War and the Napoleonic Wars, French POWs came to Blackness.
It's like a wee drawbridge. Wow, it's kind of worth it, isn't it?
To our right is a central tower, below the prison. The better off inmates like Cardinal Beaton, one of the French ambassadors, and Archibald Douglas, Earl of Angus, had their own servants. Alexander Gordon of Earlston was a prisoner for 18 years, So put in serious building of a cabinet of black oak with intricate carvings.
The shape of those rocks down there in the green. Like all the sea would have maybe come in.
Just moss.
Underneath.
I think it's moss.
Close enough to have picked up some of the aquatic damage. West defensive wall, 15th century. Thickened and heightened in 1667. The landing pier beyond was added in 1870 to 74 when the castle became an ammo depot.
In 1870, this became the central ammunition depot for Scotland. That pier was built and a drawbridge. This courtyard was roofed over. The ground below levelled, barracks built. The depot closed in 1912, but reopened soon after.
Instrument of war. Blackness fell out of use as a state prison after the Act of Union in 1707. However, the castle continued to serve as a defender of the realm. Garrisons in 1850, threat of a French invasion, more defensive building. 20 years later, the courtyard below was roofed over with iron and concrete to create a munition store to serve these positions. First World War, also used as a munitions store for shells.
That might be our co-travellers, random Scottish history Jenny and Sophie in the distance.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that looks steep, too steep for me even. And at your peril. So we'll come up. No, we didn't come up. We'll come up from there. Aye. This twisty spiral staircase in the dark with handrails. There's more of the castle over there. The flag just above us, and we've got this beautiful ocean. See, yeah, close enough. Loch panoramic. You see the red bridge over there behind the.
These two bridges kind of blend into one like an optical illusion.
Right,
That's a train bridge.
it's a train bridge.
There's another bridge just at the key of the end of it. That's the old Forth Road bridge. So that's just for lorries now. So there's actually only 3 of them.
We've got coming inland, great row of trees. Trees. That green. Guess we're going down there next. Buckload Mora Castle. Oh, and the slipway we noticed earlier. Little birds climbing along the contour of it. Right.
Blackness was a main port for over 250 years before the castle was built.
So this was their P.O. box.
We're moving towards the North Tower. Corridors of an A shape connecting it with the east side on our right. Underneath to our left is a water gate out to the sea.
Birds. Climb these 3 or 4 very steep steps into the big banquet hall looking gaff with the glass windows on it. Looking out again, a green, a wall, a social space. The Great Hall was at the heart of castle life, used for royal banquets when the king visited. It was created during alterations between 1537 and 1543.
It's a very odd structure, this North Tower. You got a fireplace here, yes, but there's also a trapdoor to the pit prison below. That has a drain opening to the sea at high tide. Maybe the king liked to play fast and loose with seafood, get the scent of glasswort on chips. Undiscovered Scotland points out that it did give access to running water twice a day. The castle has appeared in loads of films. In the 90s, Hamlet and The Bruce, and 2008, Doomsday. On TV, the BBC's Ivanhoe. As with Linlithgow, it prominently featured in Ronald D. Moore's series Outlander. In 2018, there was filming for Netflix's Outlaw King and Mary Queen of Scots, starring Saoirse Ronan and Margot Robbie.
This place closes at 4 o'clock, so you could probably try and break in after 4. I say you could probably try and break in after 4 and recreate the invasions of old. Any camping out here? This room smells a bit musty. So where are we, Accies? What's it say on the board? Peace for the keeper. Aye. Apartment probably belonged to the keeper of the castle. It would have been a more private, withdrawing space away from the bustle of the great hall.
The Keeper of Blackness became a hereditary title for the Livingston family in the 17th century. Typically, the Keeper was also the Sheriff of Linlithgow. They were generally loyal, except for Alexander Stewart, who in 1572 betrayed Mary Queen of Scots and switched sides. He sucked. One of Stewart's prisoners, James Kirkcaldy, bribed the guards, then took the castle. So then the imprisoned Stewart bribed the same guards. His regent was sent to have a word with Kirkcaldy's wife to make him surrender. When she arrived, the husband went out to meet her. Stewart locked him out of the fort, and his soldiers pelted the couple with stones. Stewart was respected for many years, though would fall from favour for overstepping himself in representing King James VI. A feud with a lawyer following a game of golf led to him being shot in the head in 1593.
The keeper's apartment. These two big crests in it. Or looks like some kind of throwing game. 40, 150. These notches maybe for throwing these rings on.
This is Quoits, the hoops on the ground left by our co-travellers Jenny and Sophie. You can see their attempts on Jenny's video over at Random Scottish History. Quoits is very tricky.
Oh, shit shot. Hard it looks on it.
Built into the castle is this art and education exhibition space, regularly changing, often focused upon community stories. This one is called Traces of Empire, co-curated by 4 community groups. It looks at imperial histories, the different voices caught up in those, their lived experiences, how they have been impacted by colonialism. Quoting the website, the themes include cotton, belonging, language, reclaiming past and future narratives, and healing. The exhibition looks to understand some of the legacies of empire still experienced today and explores how we might move forward together. And so my trip to Scotland, January 2026, reaches an end. Some odds and sods. Outside the Glasgow Gallery of Modern Art, with the famous statue of the Duke of Wellington. Since the 1980s at least, it's always had a traffic cone upon its head. The City Council gave up girding about this in 2005, and it's just a forever fun thing. I got a look at this Glasgow suburb.
Bridgeton.
I got a stop on the east coast of the Firth of Clyde. The seagulls are much better trained than those outside the snack bars of Brighton.
And what's the point of food around here? Because they never bother you if you're sitting here eating. No, in the summer.
You can sit on that bench and they don't bother you. Don't try and steal your chips or fuck all.
This is around the town of Girvan. We're about 29 miles short of the port of Cairnryan, where I got my ferry home, and you can see the waves were wild, choppy. The voice you hear in the background is YouTube legend indie truck David McGuinness of the Two Davies channel.
Most of them have given up surfing. See, I've got a feeling they're washing in wee fish or sand eels. Because they're all over the edge of that, you know. There's another big one coming. Oh, look at that.
Davy kindly drove me to and from the port.
Unless you, maybe if you've a massive TV, you can make out Isle of Craig there in the background, but probably not. You'd see it clearer. Yeah. It's just got too overcast. Massive big rock about there. Well, where's my lens? I'm glad you get a chance to see it this time, but you can believe me, it's no person, it's an island.
Unaffiliated and not just for brand awareness, Davy's Snack Bar. It draws real customer loyalty, damn good food and drink, affordable prices. Getting to meet Davy in the flesh was a joy. Here's us with members of our community, the mischief maker Lewis and my host Accies. He knows if you've been naughty or nice. And other YouTubing friends who I heartily recommend, superstar Jenny of Random Scottish History, and on the right, Katie Marshall, who streams on YouTube and Twitch for those on night shift almost every morning of the week. Lovely, good-humoured, aware person. It was great to connect with them. Huge thanks go out to Accies for putting me up and putting up with me, and all my patrons who help me survive financially between videos. Cheery bye.